Hey everyone, I'm Mackayla, and today on the Soundtrack of Our Lives podcast, we have Internet Tears. So if you guys want to introduce yourselves so that later going on, people can recognize you by your voices.
Hey, what's up? My name's Daniel. I'm the singer of the band.
What's up?
I'm Esteban, the guitarist of the band.
I'm Zach. I'm the drummer.
Awesome. So thank you guys for joining me today.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah. So you recently had your song "Feels Like Summer" come out. What can you say about that song?
Oh, it's definitely one of those songs. I like basically driving on a nice clear blue sky day, blasting pop punk sometimes, just having those summer vibes. So I kind of like had those kind of inspiration, like upbeat energy, and just wanted to make like a rock song. So I don't know, it just happened to so come along this time of year, and it started off with the music and ended with um, having the whole complete song around the summertime. So
hmm
I think it's kind of like a cool process from front to end because the band listened to a bunch of demos that Daniel had recorded, and Feels Like Summer was one of those songs. There's a couple other songs that we still haven't released that I am just as thrilled about, but Feels Like Summer, the second that I heard that song, I was so happy with it. I was in love with it. Like I listened to Feels Like Summer's demo probably 5,000 times, like literally. So like I feel that song like front to back. So in terms of the process of taking it from demo to what you guys hear today, it's been like a long process, and I really do feel like we finally got to the point where it literally has the essence of the song that I heard in the demo. And I'm very proud of the band for bringing this song out the way it is, and I think it sounds great, and I think we're all happy with the way that it came out. But just getting that essence of the original demo, I'm so happy that we got that accomplished.
yeah, are you used to it now, Esteban? You're used
No, I
to it,
love
right?
it.
We're used to it.
I'm not even used to it. I love it.
Yeah,
I'm
no, it's
happy.
not. And let me just like mention like what we're saying. It's so the original like demo is not too far from the version that we came out with. Honestly, it's the version that we came out with. It's a whole band contribution. Zach has his own written drums on it, and it is very different from where I wrote how I wrote it. We all put our little contributions, and I think that's definitely notable and definitely something that you can really notice as well from any other song that we've released.
Zach, what do you think of the song?
I think it's amongst our best song. I mean, it's a lot of fun, especially after we played it, after we did the live debut twice. That was awesome and kind of cemented that into like one of our live staples. And yeah, every time we play it, I like it more and more, and it's a lot of fun.
So going off of the summer theme, what is something that you do and then you're like, okay, now it's summer. Now it feels like summer.
Tennis.
Honestly, for me, I have a convertible, so like when that top goes down, it's like finally once it reaches 60, it's go time. So that's like when summer starts for me.
Okay.
Yeah, similar. I just think it's like driving on the highway on a nice summer day, but like I like going to the beach with my girlfriend, so I feel like that's pretty summery. So I feel like it's been feeling like, I don't know, it's been like for where we live, it's like 90 degrees every day.
hmm
It's pretty summery.
Not awful. It's too hot.
It's almost
I
too hot to play tennis, honestly.
mm. Yeah, I agree with that. It's too hot for me because then it's nice to be inside in the AC, but then you go outside and don't want to be outside.
Yeah, the second you go outside, you're like, I want to be back inside. And sometimes you have to stay outside, but you want to be inside. So it's like you have to go outside and grind against your will to be outside. And that's part of life, baby.
Yeah, but it
Where
is
are you?
annoying.
I like to be inside.
Are you in our area
I'm in
or
Boston.
okay? Pretty similar.
Yeah.
Before you guys came on, we were asking if there was any accents, and Erica said that I have a Spanish accent. Do you guys ever hear a Spanish accent from me?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah, a little bit.
I don't. If it makes you feel better, Esteban, I'll be the one person that says I don't hear
I was just curious.
it. I don't hear it.
Because he was asking if I had a Boston accent, and I don't have like a super strong Boston accent. I don't think, at least, but
Oh, you're from Boston? Awesome.
mhm.
Great. I love Boston.
Yeah, I don't hear Boston.
Yeah. Boston's very musical, so I enjoy coming to Boston.
Well, I
I would
enjoy
love for
being
us to
here.
play. We're yet to play a show in Boston, but we that's definitely something we would love to do this year.
Well, that'd
I've
be
never
fun.
been to Boston as an adult.
What?
I've never been to Boston as an adult. I'm going soon for a show.
Well,
Finally.
when's the last time you've been to Boston?
I
Like
took,
under 18?
yeah, when out like
Okay.
fifth grade, I took a trip to the Boston Science Museum. That was it. I rode on the duck there.
Oh, the duck boats.
Yeah. I have the duck somewhere. Wait a minute.
I went to Berkeley College of Music for like literally like 1 week in the summertime in 2010, and that definitely changed my life musically for sure. Like I love Boston for Berkeley. Like even though I'm not that good of a musician to like
You're
compare
that
myself
good.
to there.
I think you're that good, Esteban.
No, man, I can
You can play
barely
guitar and the bass and
barely get past like the no, I'm kidding. But going to Boston is definitely like it reminds me of that. So like I definitely think of like the music that has gone through Boston. It's incredible.
Mhm.
right.
So, being a group of, four, how do you kind of manage it so that everybody has a say in the music you're creating?
They don't. I'm just kidding.
As long as you cry loud enough, someone will say
No,
something.
I love how I'm like, nope. No, honestly, I do I do start the idea, and I bring it to the band. I always have like an idea and I show the bands, whether it be like the beginning stages of something or a stupid sounding song or whatever it may be. I'm always like, what do you guys think of this? And whether it's a whole band contribution in the start or it's just my idea, I always bring it to the band because like we all have to be happy with what we're playing as well as
Mhm.
vibing to the music, and I think that like the reason why we're all together is regardless of who's making the music, we all really vibe to it and enjoy and like kind of like all connect sonically through like this kind of thing that like I record and create, so
Mhm.
I always say that I want to enhance Daniel's vision in this band and not dilute it. Because Daniel's the songwriter of the band. He's the heart of the band. And as a musician, I've been in other bands before. I've been in like my own band. I've been in other people's bands, and the vision and the vibe that Internet Tears has really comes from Daniel. So one of my joys in this band is to help him accomplish that sound and that aesthetic or that energy. And I love the music that we come out with. Like sometimes Daniel will send us a demo that I don't like, but like the songs that come out, I am so happy playing those songs. I'm such a fan of Daniel's music, and my mission, my modus operandi in the band is to enhance the music and not dilute. Like I'm not gonna say, "Hey Daniel, we should do a salsa song or something," you know.
yeah, I appreciate you don't even say you don't like it, you just don't message back. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just
Daniel
kidding.
will
I'm
know
just
if
kidding.
I like the song because I'd be like, dude, I love this song. And if he doesn't hear that, he's not impressing me. I
I don't
need some
hear a
more.
response. No, but
I need
that's what's being in a band's like. I think that's important to have that honesty and that like comfortability. And I just feel like we haven't been a band for that long, but like we really like get each other as guys, and we've done enough. Like we've done a little traveling together. Like we've done a little bit of stepping stones, even though we're a new band. So you know, working on new music and just being together and creating stuff is just gonna be like easier
Mhm.
and and gonna happen more in the future for sure.
I had a difficult conversation with Zach that I want to bring up on interview just to make it spicy. But one thing that I learned from Zach in that conversation was that Zach wants to have the signature drum piece in the thing, and I'm like, you know what? I hear you, I understand you, and I will like I was at the basis of the band at that time, So it was really important as the battery mate. I will respond to that energy in that way. And now the guitar is to the band, but now listening to Feels Like Summer, like I listened to it, and like at the end of the song, I'm listening to that drum beat, and I'm like that drum fill, and I'm like, this is perfect. Like I'm so happy to hear this, and I feel like Zach accomplished that. You know, we all have our own personalities and our own experiences in music, and none of us are perfect beings. I mean, like we just have to kind of roll with that punch, and when we kind of come together as a band, like whatever light reflects off of us is what it is. Like that's what Internet Tears is. Like, you know, we're not perfect, we're not anything, we're just us. So what happens between us is the chemistry that comes out, and it is what it is. So that's what I like to kind of view the band as, you know.
Yeah, so the way I kind of look at it is similar to Esteban. I enjoy how Daniel kind of is the songwriter, and he'll present the demos and present the ideas to us, and we kind of get to share our thoughts of like what works, what might not. And I just thought of this just now. I think I like to add the sprinkles to the song. It's like kind of like what little things can I think of that can kind of just give it a little bit that
Yeah, I feel
kind of,
like yeah. To your offense, I feel that you're the same way with Esteban. Like you kind of don't you just try to like not dilute anything, but see what works and see what doesn't. And I feel like Feels Like Summer was a good example of like you in the studio trying so many different things
yeah.
specifically.
That last fill at the end is awesome. I listened to it, I'm like, yes.
Oh, thanks.
So what advice would you have for somebody who is part of a band and they're kind of struggling to make sure that their voice is heard?
I say speak up, because again, like nothing
What
is
does
perfect
that
in a
mean? Speak
conversation.
up in what way, Esteban? What does that mean?
Like sometimes you just have to like make sure that you speak confidently enough, and through the conversation and the sentence enough to make your voice heard, because everyone's got a voice and everyone's trying to make their voice heard, and you have to hear the other person. But realistically speaking, like everyone's got a loud voice, and if you have something that you have to say, and it's worth saying, then you're going to say it to a point where it's going to get the point across. But if it's, you know, just a passerby thought that's not really important, then someone else that has something more important is going to say something. And if you have something that you need to say to the band, I think you should say it, because if you don't say it, there's going to be these like elephants in the room, these lingering feelings, and what if just with a simple conversation, with a simple communication, you can clear the air and make the band stronger by just having a simple conversation. So I think that like being afraid of communication is something that I would caution against, and
Oh,
I would
that's good advice. Oh, okay.
yeah,
Yeah. That's good advice, actually. I agree
I
with
would
that.
I would embrace just like getting, you know, as nitty gritty as you need to be with your bandmates, and kind of feeling them out for who they are, and also letting them feel you out
Yeah,
for
you
who you
know,
are.
it's like you're dating three people, four people, not dating them, but like you're in a family, you know, and
Yeah,
everybody kind of you
definitely.
know,
Yeah.
these family members have their own personalities, and sometimes it clashes and it doesn't work, or sometimes you notice that like, you know, uh two of them or like two different band members together have a certain like chemical reaction, which is a little like you can't keep them together for a certain amount of time. They're mischievous type of thing.
Yeah.
Or one, you know, like you start noticing how everybody starts to act, you know, what be like alone, solo, or as a band. And, you know, just all these personalities. And as time goes by and years go by and taste as well as ideas, I think it comes down to who you are aside from a musician,
Mhm.
you know. And I think that that's not a lot of what's talked about in being in a band. Just about being like, you know, how to keep it together is how to keep yourself together at the end of the day, you know. Like can you collaborate and be with people and be, you know, it comes down to a lot of just like being a team player, you
Right.
know, or creating some type of structure, you know. But aside from that, for like being heard, I honestly, it's internet tears. We started off, and that wasn't really the goal. The goal was really just to like make music and to try to hopefully be heard. That was a
Hmm.
hope. But I think that the
I
best
listen
way
to
too is to just
man.
is to perform, honestly. Like be a band, not just that records music and releases it, but performs it, because nothing's more um loud than an actual in-person connection musically.
Hmm.
Nothing's more than a first impression than actually seeing a band live, and seeing like that kind of art display, because I feel like there's bands that I love, and what we do in Internet Tears really resembles it. We have our live show really shows the true identity of our band.
Hmm.
If you come to our show and you see us perform, you would really understand even the music even more so. And who we are. So yeah, I think that just like going out there and just not just being like TikTok's enough, like everybody thinks, like just making reels and stuff. It's cool. It's yeah, that is the right way, but actually meeting people and performing and trying to do that aspect of being a musician. Like I even have a lot of friends that are trying to like do that are like artists that are like, I want to like learn and be on the stage. And I think that the more you do that, the more you can see like a community of
Hmm.
some sort, you know. And I
Yeah.
think that that's the best advice I could give an artist.
I'd say just talking to people is the best thing you can do. I don't want to throw some shade, but what I what makes me upset is when I see openers for bands, especially if I like them too, and they just disappear right after they're done. And it's like, well,
Now you're like, this is what not to do.
I really liked
Don't
you,
do that.
right? I want to talk to you guys. I want to know
No,
where
I
you're
agree with that.
from.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And like that's a really great way to market yourself and meet people, and like getting that face-to-face moment helps me remember you in the sea of so many bands out there.
Hmm.
And I think just being friendly and just kind of talking to everybody goes a long way. That's something that I uh try to do at our shows, and just see like who's there, who knows what, who's here for what, just talking to as many people as I can.
Hmm. So going off that, do you have any notable fan encounters that you want to talk about or share?
Yeah, I do. I don't know if I'm
Uh,
gonna steal this from you,
I
Zach.
wonder, yeah, I wonder if we're all gonna have the same one. But we played a show in D.C.
Oh no,
and
this is not mine. Mine was a New York show, so there you go. You have
yeah,
a
in the city.
Connecticut memory?
No, 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 in New York City, in Brooklyn or something.
Oh, I thought you said Connecticut. Sorry, you said New
No,
York.
in the city, where
Okay.
this one guy came. He told me that he had moved to the city, just because he fell on hard times, just wherever he was from. So he was just starting off his life really in New York, and somehow his music, our music, got to him, and he came out to see us. And he just came out by himself, and he just watched the show, and he came to see us, and he was happy, just being there, and we got to talk, and I heard his story and everything. But I thought that was a really cool, powerful moment, because again, I wasn't expecting something like that, but
Yeah, he
the
liked our
little things
name.
really
He
count.
said our name stuck out. He was like browsing the list on Dice of local shows, and he
Hmm.
just the name just kind of noticed, and he looked us up.
I mean, to be honest, I only wanted to be in the band because the name Internet Tears. I was like, I'm kidding. I like the name.
I can share a recent one. There's there was a girl who's a friend of the band. I've never talked to her face to face until later that night, but at our last show at Black Barrel, she was like singing a lot of the songs, and I was like, at that time, I didn't know who she was, and I know who she is now. Again, she's kind of a friend of the band, but I
Hmm.
personally know her, And I was like watching that as I was playing. I'm like, this is awesome. This is super cool to see.
Yeah, I didn't know that. You didn't tell me that.
That's
I'm discovering that too. That's
this is
cool.
Olivia. You know Olivia.
Oh, I didn't know she knew the words like that.
She was like
I
mouthing
did see her singing along. That's
a
cool.
decent
You know,
amount of the song. It was awesome.
She's blonde too. Maybe if Daniel
I'm trying
doesn't
to
make
think of a cool thing. I mean, there's been some
sing
cool moments for sure. You know, there's been people that are like, you know, just come to our merch table, see something cool, and they just want to support. And I think that's really nice. You know, like to support like local music and
Hmm.
like especially if we're playing like an actual local show and it's not out of state or in New York City. Having you know people from Connecticut be really into it. But one thing that actually was kind of funny was I think at that same show in New York City, we were playing at Gold Sounds in New York City, right? Yeah, we were playing Gold Sounds, and it was after the set. I noticed this guy, and he's like really, he's kind of, he's like pretty tall. He's like over 6 foot or something, and he has this face like you'll never forget. And I realized he's like this this like Instagram famous guy for cooking.
Hmm.
And he's like this Italian guy. And I
Oh,
like
he told
walked
me
up
about
to him
that.
and I was like, yo, like you're awesome. And he was like really nice. And his good friend was playing in one of the bands that was playing that night. And it was just like really cool to see somebody that was like, I don't know, kind of insta famous be like at the show. That I follow be like, oh wow, it's just kind of interesting. And kind of just like random. I wish I remembered his name. I can't ever remember that guy's name.
But he remembers his face.
Oh, I wonder if his
Daniel
Oh,
left.
disappeared.
I will
internet is
speak on
having
his
issues,
behalf.
maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. My client will be back in 2 minutes, and I will speak on his behalf.
Okay.
I'm just kidding, but yeah, well, we got you.
Yeah.
Hey, Zach, you still there?
Yeah, man.
And then there were two.
Yeah.
Hey,
So do you
Zach, I
guys?
left my
Oh,
bus.
sorry.
His phone probably died.
Mm.
Yeah, I just texted him. I mean, if you want, we can keep rolling and
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it's our time to shine, Zach.
yeah, we're taking over.
Yeah, we're internet tiers. Woo!
Yeah. So do you guys have any like favorite venues or shows that you've had performed as a group?
I really liked playing at Black Barrel's studio. Honestly, like we just played for our release of Feel Like Summer. We played at Black Barrel Records studio in Shelton, Connecticut, and there was a couple bands playing before us and a bunch of people that just came to watch live music and celebrate the song. And the sound there is just so nice. Like the amps back from the inside out. He let me borrow his amp, and it just sounded so beautiful. And it was one of my favorite shows for sure. And we also played a couple other shows, but I'll let Zach tell you his favorite venue. I
Yeah,
think I know what it is.
yeah, that show there was awesome. But yeah, that was the first time I did a show with a fog machine, which was
Ooh.
a lot of fun. But other than that, I don't know. I mean, I think Gold Sound that we just mentioned was a good one. That was kind of like the biggest stage we've played on. Um in terms of I think like size of the venue. So that was
Hey,
really
sorry guys, my phone just turned off.
that's
We're
okay.
doing fine without you.
Yeah, no, it turned off and it wouldn't turn back on. I'm
That's
sorry, guys.
annoying.
Yeah, so I had to like try to charge it and it wasn't turning on even.
Honestly though, this one's not really a stage, but
But I have it charging somewhere else in my room.
Cool. Zach
Well,
is finishing up a story.
hopefully this doesn't happen again.
can
Okay.
you hear us?
Zach's finishing up a story.
Yeah, so this wasn't really a stage, but my favorite place we played at was actually someone's garage. We did a show with a couple punk bands, and it was like a house party, and it was in a double garage, and that was so much fun. It was like everyone just kind of brought their own stuff, and it was super hot.
Yeah, that was really fun. That was definitely my favorite show too.
Everyone
That's
drank a
my
decent
favorite show.
amount, and it was a lot of fun. That was my favorite show.
Yeah, a lot of people like just liked us and was like, "Oh, I'll buy a shirt. You guys are really cool." And like I
Yeah.
met a lot of people from around the area and just like made friends with new people. So it was really fun.
Yeah, I was just asking favorite venues or shows that you've played.
Yeah, no, it sounded like it. So I would definitely agree with Zach. It was
It's a fun
definitely
show.
the house show.
Yeah, that
I
was an
mean,
awesome.
aside from the house show, I really liked playing Pennsylvania Festival that we did launch. That was really fun too. We had a really great time. That was the first time we actually went out, and
For
that
sure.
was the first time Mikey joined and started and helped. But that was really fun. We played outside, and it was a beautiful setting, and we really had a great time. So that was really fun too. That happened this year.
That's fun. So how do you guys prepare for your live shows?
My
We hug
favorite.
it out.
There's a kosher accent. A good answer, and there's a real answer. Which one do you want?
Whichever one you want to give me.
All right, Danny, you can start.
I'll give the real answer. I don't know. I feel like it's different every time, depending on where we are. Everybody kind of has their role in what we do, and like Esteban has like his own setup, and everything's all dialed in with all these specific sounds for each song, and he's all like just like ready to go beat by beat, and it's very similar to everybody in the band. Um, we all kind of have our own way of performing, and together it's that sound that we create, so um I think just having that focus individually and then just coming together as a band is what we normally do. But just depending on where we are, I mean, we have fun, we'll have a shot as a band. What do we do, Esteban?
I mean, just talking about preparation and everything. I mean, preparation honestly is very, very important. But like if for the music and guitar nerds, like I actually run my whole thing through a Line 6 Helix. So all my presets, all my amps are just loaded onto this foot pedal. So really, I just have to put it in my backpack and hold my guitar in my hand and walk out the door. And I value that type of just ergonomic and very straight to the point type of setup because it does allow me to kind of help Zach as best I can. Zach has honestly the hardest job in a live show because he has to make sure that obviously the drums and the mics are good, but also the effects and the backing tracks is all run through Zach. So he's got the hardest job. And I'm grateful for him, but obviously he knows like how to set everything up better than Daniel or I. So getting that kind of set up is super important. But me and Mikey, like we definitely like to have fun before the show, and then like once we're playing the show, we definitely want to have the most energy possible and be the biggest rock stars we can be in the moment.
Yeah, for me, I have a lot to say on this. I do an extraordinary amount of things before the show. Um, it gets a little crazy sometimes, but every show gets easier and kind of I learn what works and what doesn't. Um, Naturally with the drums, there's a lot to set up and it's just different every show. Sometimes I have my own drums, sometimes I don't. Usually I have my own cymbals and snare, but I think number one, I just make sure everything's done and everything's working before the show. So as Esteban message, so I use my computer to run our backtracks and it runs our set and I play to a click track to our whole show. And number one most important thing, making sure it works. I've gone through 3 different iterations of our backtrack setup. And every time it gets better, it gets easier and simpler. So just making sure it works, plug it
He always
in.
has like a plan B set up.
Yeah, I started making backup things. I have plan Bs when things don't work because some of it gets really complicated. And um but other than instruments, food, I'm a big eater. I'm like the eater of the band, and I always gotta find food. Usually one of the guys is like buying food for me because I'm like
Yeah, I was about to say
in the
sometimes I'll like buy Zach's
something.
up like I'm getting something, you want me to get you a taco.
Yeah,
You
yeah. So
know,
that's
I'm
tacos.
always
also the type of
appreciated.
person
And they're
where
getting upset that we're
I
eating inside the venue for some reason. Why is that a thing? I don't get that. Like everybody, probably because they don't want their venue to smell like tacos.
Can't go 6 hours without
That
seeing.
makes sense. I think we did that once on
need to eat
accident.
before I play
Actually,
music.
we did that. That was before we were signed. We
Yeah.
brought like tacos in a place, and I think we like made it stinky. But we played a great show, and they
That's
really
nice.
liked it. They were actually like totally okay with it at the end of the day. It was wasn't it Heaven
Heaven
Can
can
Wait?
wait.
That the yeah.
That was a
Yeah.
weird show.
No, it was fun. It was fun.
It was fun, but some of
I
the
would play there again. I really like the aesthetic and I like the lighting. And dude,
I
you were
did.
taking a photo of you. You're having your own photo shoot in every corner. I don't think you're talking
Yeah.
about.
Um.
It's a cool
Yeah.
place.
Outside of that, most shows I kind of have a Long Island iced tea. I kind of have like a one drink and done kind of thing before the show. I don't drink much before the show though. I don't. I like to just make sure I'm kind of
Yeah.
aware.
Aware. Yeah, I don't do any like huge pre-gaming or anything. We
Yeah.
kind of take our jobs a little seriously and we do it, we try to put on a great show and everything afterwards. It's
Honestly,
just afterward.
I don't spend much time with the band before the show. It's kind of my chance to like greet everybody there, and like when friends and family and people come, like make sure I make a point to like go there and talk to them. And then, like
Mhm.
I said before, like I love talking to the other bands. I like seeing what the drummer's got. I'm like, oh, what kind of cymbals has he got? And like just talk gear with the other bands and stuff. Check out their merch before the show and stuff. So I like to do that as well.
Yeah, so you mentioned tacos. So are those a go-to food before a show for you guys?
I like
Sometimes
pizza.
pizza. Yeah, well that's handy.
I
I
feel
feel
like
like every time you're on tour, like the venue will be like, "Oh, here's free pizza."
I feel like it's anything I can get my hands on. It doesn't with timing,
Anything,
it doesn't
anything's
really
good.
matter.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
go.
sometimes
Tacos
if
are the
it's
first thing
too
to come to
late,
mind.
we have to chug a beer just to get some macronutrients in us.
Yeah, so you guys also earlier mentioned some new music. So is there anything that you can share about that?
So most likely, Zach will write his drum masterpiece to it. Daniel will write beautiful lyrics that like I'm going to be a super geek to, and we're gonna rock out, and it's gonna be a lot of fun. But in terms of what song we pick, I'm not sure, but there's definitely a lot of music that still needs to get out to the world, and I'm excited for that. And there's a couple of songs that Daniel just started writing recently that I'm excited about too. But there's a couple in the vault that I'm like, hey, like this one is definitely a sleeping beauty, and we need to wake it up.
Yeah, there's two or three on the top of my head that are kind of the big ones for me that I'm excited to get out, and or some of them are done, some of them need a little bit more recording to do and
Mhm.
stuff. But
I just feel like so like working with Black Barrel Records is really fun and just a different experience because we have more of a team to um collaborate with when it comes to like what ideas we have next,
Mhm.
um versus just doing it independently and like literally just like coming saying, oh, okay, this is the song, this is what we're doing, and just doing things every step of the way that we've done ourselves up until this point that we've been working with Black Barrel. And if it wasn't for Black Barrel, I feel like feels like Summer wouldn't have been, maybe that wouldn't have been the first song that we've came out with either.
Mhm.
So I think that we do have, we have a lot of ideas that are like, of our favorites, but I also feel like between now and what we're trying to come out with, whether we have a couple songs lined up, I think like Zach said, I'm also writing more and more and more, and sometimes it's like random sounding music, but it's like good in my opinion. Like I think people would like enjoy it, or like our audience, and it's just like I'm just like creating things just to create it because it's just like something that like I think like everything that Internet Tears always come out with and create is just because we've enjoyed it, So I'm continuously doing that, and I feel like the more that the creative juices are flowing, and the more that like we're showing like our ideas and working together, we're kind of just in a way like figuring out, okay, well, if we're coming up with all these ideas so quickly, what's the best one, maybe tomorrow could be the next song, who knows, but there's definitely um we definitely have a decent idea of what we want to have for our next song, and it definitely expects like something that's somewhat like feels like summer, but also like reminiscent of a lot of like what you've already heard from our bands, So we do have a couple music videos as well as like a bunch of songs on like anywhere you listen to music or stream music. So like having like some of those like synth sounds and kind of like electronic as well. Like we're kind of like developing a lot of different sounds, and it's just the beginning. We're very like introduction into Internet Tears. Definitely with Black Barrel. So I think that feels like summer is definitely the beginning. And I feel like listening to it has that like introduction feel to it.
That's awesome. I'm very excited to hear this new music when it comes out.
Hey, we'll send it to you. You'll be the first person to hear it. If you we'll release it. If we don't, we'll get back to the laboratory.
Okay, so before I ask the last question, was there anything else that you guys wanted to mention or talk about today?
Yeah. You have anything to say, Esteban? Sorry, didn't want to cut you off.
No, I mean, I was gonna see if you wanted to start that.
Oh yeah, no, I was gonna say, we have our song "Feels Like Summer," but definitely check out our music video. We put a lot of effort into that, and we actually filmed that in New York City. And all of the music videos we've done to date have been all created within the band DIY. We all work together to like have this like brand and this product and this vision like come to life. And I think that that's something that might not be known or spoken enough. That we're everything you really see from us, from the most part, is really created as a team together. When we have our friend Kyle, Michael Costanco, who has a production company called Vanguard Imaging that I've been a part of a little bit, starting off with, helping him create music, filming and directing. So we have like a little team and like all of our work has just been made ourselves from the ground up, and even starting it was even the recording, so everything at one point. So having more of a team now with Black Barrel, and it's definitely more to expect at a higher quality. But definitely seeing the new music video feels like summer, and listening to the new song feels like summer. You can definitely see some kind of new version of our band, and definitely check that out.
Zach?
Yeah, to enhance that, I'll say check out our Instagram. The behind the scenes videos are actually like really funny. And it kind of people curious to kind of get to know how like we are in person and everything. You can kind of like watch those videos and get an idea of just like how things are, and they're fun.
And then I'll say, if you're listening to this and you hear me and you think I have an accent, I want to know if you're from somewhere not from where I'm from.
Comment or
And
DM him.
yeah, just find us on internet.tears on Insta and let me know
I wish
what type
Mikey
of
was here
accent
to
I
give
have.
his opinion on that. see if he has an accent.
Yeah, because I mean, obviously, like there's people in anywhere that will listen to us and be like, "Oh yeah, we totally have an accent." But when you're around people that speak like you, it's like that's how people talk. But
Mhm.
very curious what type of accent I have.
I also feel like once you've known someone for a while, you don't really hear the accent anymore.
Oh, maybe that's the problem. Yeah, known that dude for like over 10 years, so I don't hear anything.
Because it's just how it's just how they are.
But you know what? Sometimes when Mikey drinks a little bit, he's not here to defend himself. I feel really bad. But if he ever hears this, he's gonna be like, he's not wrong. When he starts drinking a little bit, I'm not saying like a lot, a little bit, like a little saucy. He'll like put on an accent. Like all of a sudden now he's British. Or he's Miguel. He's Spanish. So yeah, sometimes he does have an accent, and I don't even think he tries. I think it's just the alcohol like kind of brings out the accent or something. I don't know. So there's an accent in him.
Yeah. So the last question is, what is the soundtrack of your life?
Right.
Ice Spice's new album, Poopy. I'm playing. I want to hear that though, deadass though. I'm really curious to hear that. I'll answer your question seriously. I'm sorry. I'm just having fun over here. My bad. Honestly, like the most comforting music for me is the 1975, and I think that like I have this like 1975 playlist of like I don't know, it's probably like 2 hours long or something, and I don't know. I feel like in any season or just any time, it's like a comfort. They're like a comfort band for me,
Right.
definitely. They have songs that are like really chill, but they also have bops. So it just depends on the mood. Like I can literally be like, oh, I just want to like relax, and they definitely have those type of songs for sure. So I would say that like if somebody told me that I had to listen to one artist my entire life, I would be able to do that with them.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with Hanson Goats by Last Dinosaurs, which is a band that I keep talking about on every single interview, but they're so awesome. And I had the pleasure of meeting them last month at their show, and I told them like how much I love that single song, and it like not to get crazy here, but I went through a horrible time in my life in January, and I told them like that was the only thing that was keeping me happy for a while was playing that song. It was playing like nonstop when I'm on my way to work, and it's just like a very positive song,
Mhm.
the way it sounds and with the lyrics, and yeah, I love it.
Well, I'm glad you had that song to help you through that time.
Thank you.
For me, the soundtrack to my life right now is either Paradise Valley by John Mayer, which is one of my top 3 favorite albums of all time, or it's a couple of riffs that I've been kind of toying with on my guitar that just kind of get stuck in my head, and I'm just like in that soundtrack. But it's something I just made up like a couple days ago, so stay tuned.
Okay. Well, so for any of our listeners who want to follow you guys and hear your new music eventually when it comes out, and then music, where can they find you?
Oh, anywhere you listen to music. So Spotify, Apple Music, or just anywhere you actually stream music. You can listen to all of our music up to date till now, for sure.
Okay.
Internettears.com.
And of course on our Instagram for internet.tears.
Awesome.
That's
Well,
the name.
thank you guys so much for taking the time to talk to me today.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
Timmy.
Thank you.
Have a nice rest of your day.
Hey, thank you so much.
Good night.